What's up? I was just having a great conversation with a client and wanted to share some of what we were talking about with all of you. We're talking about becoming present in the moment and how that has this incredible transformational effect upon our whole life. And the path to healing, real deep healing, which is a big part of what I do with my clients, right, is freeing them from the past, which if you're not freed from the past, you continue to repeat the past, right? Because every emotion has a loop to it, has a process, has a cycle, and it needs to be processed fully by the body. Emotions are similar, honestly, to your food in that way, in that you process it and it can just flow through, right? It can have its finality to it, right? Positive emotions are naturally seek to expand and grow through our body. Negative emotions, their purpose is to be flushed out through the body. Okay, but if something happens and the process, the loop is interrupted, it creates to some extent a PTSD experience, right? Which is just an experience of trauma, which means every time anything that triggers that particular past event where that emotion was not able to process brings up the same reaction, even if the trigger is much smaller. So that's where, right, that's where we can live through our life and feel like, why do I feel so triggered by these things that shouldn't be triggering, right? And then you can get mad at yourself, and that's always and that's dangerous, because then you're just fighting against yourself, right? Because really what's going on is it's some younger part of you that's still dealing with the trauma of an experience that it didn't understand. It was wounding, and it didn't have the ability to process. Usually those things come from childhood, and right. And so the problem then is we get torn from the present moment by past trauma, because then in the present moment something triggers us, which then pulls us out of the present into the past to relive the trauma of the past. Okay, and so the path to being healed is to become fully present, because in the present moment is when the past can be healed and the future can be changed. Because if the past is not healed, the future is going to continue to repeat the past, and the only way to heal it is to become present, no longer ruled by the past. It's like I used to river surf a lot. I haven't been for a while, but anyway, I love river surfing. It's been a long time since I've been, but it's a fantastic example of this. Similar to surfing, except in the river, what's cool about it is the river is almost like time. It's passing you by, but it's also suspending you in the moment, right? So to surf, you have to be fully present, because if you're not, as soon as you're not present to what's going on, the water wipes you out. You cannot surf without being present. So in river surfing specifically, you're on the standing wave. So once you're in the wave, you have to be present, fully present. Otherwise, you get wiped out. The wave will just kick you right back out. So you're fully present in the wave as time itself is passing you by. So the river is passing underneath you while it's also suspending you in that present moment. And so that becomes an analogy for becoming present in the moment. Right, where was my train of thought there was it, because then you transcend time itself in the moment. The moment touches eternity more than it does a time frame, a timeline. So when you come fully present, you can step outside of time to heal that which was in the past. But you can't heal the past if you're always reliving the past, if that makes sense. That's the trouble with trying to push through things or power through it, is then you're trying to accelerate out of the moment into the future, which will then only repeat the past. Become present, slow down, be fully present, and that's where healing can take place. You might ask then, well, what is the process of actually healing this stuff once you're in the present moment? That's what I do with my clients. We do deep transformational work, deep transformational mindset and energetic and emotional work that clears the past blockages so that they can step powerfully and confidently into a new and empowering, uplifting future. I'm going to talk more about the process in future videos. If you want to just jump on a call with me, drop a comment. Just comment call down below, and I'm happy to schedule a time with you. We'll jump on a call one-on-one and kind of just see what's going on for you, and start to look at what is the process. How can you be free from the past so that you can create an empowering future for yourself and for others? Okay. So I'll talk more about what the process looks like, but that's the main thing to think about today is that being fully present is where healing happens. Being fully present is where time can be altered because we can step outside of time in the present moment. Because in the present moment is when we can become present to ourselves, to your inner self that is wounded and holding on to the wounding of the past, and thus recreating that into the future. When you heal that in the moment, you've changed the past and you've altered the future in the present moment. So be present in the moment. We'll talk more about how the healing works. Again, you want to look at that for yourself. Get on a call with me. It'll change your life. All right. Talk to you next time.